Hi, and welcome back to our playoff preview on the Green and Gold Show. This is part 2, and joining me today are Matt Gooch and Connor Hood, sports information officers for the Golden Bears and Pandas. Now, let's start with Golden Bears hockey, Matt.
Yep.
Back-to-back national champs, had a bye last weekend, hosting Mount Royal this week in Canada West semifinals. What are we expecting?
Well, I think you talked about it right off the top there. Back-to-back national champs coming off a bye. I think that's going to be the biggest thing for this team. They've never played Mount Royal in a playoff series before, so that should be interesting to see. Bert Gilling, head coach of Mount Royal, is the defending Canada West Coach of the Year, so it's not a program to take lightly for sure. But this Bears team has 7 fifth-year guys. They're coming off back-to-back titles. They've won 3 straight Canada West titles. And judging by their result over the last 4 weeks of the regular season, this is a team that knows how to win when the crunch time is on.
Now, Connor, huge weekend for the Pandas as well. They had a bye too and are hosting Manitoba in the semis. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a very familiar matchup for both teams, as the teams have met 8 times since 2004. This is the first time, though, that it's a Canada West semifinal and not a final. The Pandas hold a 6-2 lead in the conference since 2004. Teams are built very similar. Haven't scored a ton this year, but very good defensively. I think you have to give the edge to the Pandas, though they've only given up 39 goals this year. Their goals against average is 1.4, leading the conference and second overall in the CIS. So I think you have to give the slight advantage to the Pandas.
Now, Matt, Pandas volleyball, 20-4 in the regular season. They're hosting a quarterfinals matchup this weekend against Mount Royal. Should be a good weekend for the Pandas?
Yeah, I think it'll be a very good weekend. You know, no disrespect to Mount Royal, of course, but they did qualify in the last possible playoff position. The Pandas finished second overall. This is the team that hosted the Final Four last year, finished second in Canada West, finished second in the national championships, returning a very key group of athletes, again, a large group of graduating players, and led by really just top flight personnel. If you go down from Meg Cassot, who missed the first week of the season, but still finished second in Canada West in kills, Mariah Walsh, the setter, one of the top 10 in terms of sets and aces in the CIS this year. I just think the Pandas are really locked on and have the depth and the personnel to make this an easy weekend for them.
Connor, Bears volleyball finished the regular season 23-1. They earned a bye this weekend, but are hosting the Final Four on March 4th. What are we expecting there?
Yeah, they've really shown that they're the #1 team in the conference with that 23-1 record. #1 in the CIS too, entering the Final Four. They've shown that they're good offensively and defensively, leading the country in kills per set, assists per set, points per set, and hitting percentage. Really a dynamic offensive team, but they also lead in blocks per set, a very good defensive team, especially up the middle. And I think that loss is actually going to help them going through the regular season and the playoffs. Undefeated is very, very hard. So I think the pressure is somewhat off of them now with that loss.
Pandas basketball had a 17-3 record in the regular season, a bit of an unexpected season, I guess you could say. And they host a quarterfinal matchup with Thompson Rivers next weekend, starting on the 3rd. What are we thinking there?
Yeah, it should shape up to be a really good series. I know Pandas have played Thompson Rivers a number of times in the past, and it's always been a pretty good matchup. You know, that being said, I think Pandas basketball showing that they can really be one of the top teams in the country, splitting with Saskatchewan in Saskatchewan, and then bouncing back with a tough loss against Calgary. I think they'll really take that loss to heart, and I think they'll know coming into playoffs that they've got to get down to brass tacks and get some things done. They've got that veteran backcourt to really run the court for them. I think they're on a bit of a mission, and they know that they're out to prove a lot of people wrong about where they are in the standings, what their record is, and what they can accomplish this postseason.
And finally, Bears basketball, who have a huge play-in series matchup with McEwen this weekend, looking to earn a spot in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, 2 10-10 teams going head-to-head for the first time ever in conference play, the Golden Bears and the Griffins. A very interesting matchup. Bears have been a little bit inconsistent this year, but a very good defensive team, sitting 4th in the conference, just giving up 71 points per contest so far this year. They have to be a little bit better offensively, I think, but guys like Mamadou Gueye and Brody Clark have been terrific this year, averaging over 30 points per game combined. I think it sets up well for them this weekend. They do have to go officially on the road, and they won't be able to get back at home again this year. They have been better at home, but I expect a good matchup this weekend.
Well, that's all for our playoff previews. If you missed part 1, check it out on our Facebook and YouTube pages. For Matt Gooch, Connor Hood, and myself, we wish all of our teams the best of luck, and we'll see you next time.